Hello, my name is Jen. This is my very first YouTube video ever, and today I wanted to kind of go over my project I'm going to do today. I'm going to paint my hallway. This is what is the situation right now. I, over the past couple weeks, have been kind of looking at paint samples and trying to figure out, what I wanted to do with this hallway. This is what it looks like now, and to be honest, I just started hating this wall color. I've been here for about 5 years now, and when I first moved in, everything was crazy 1970s colors. So I think the walls were almost like a pinky salmon color, and the carpet was green. I might be getting that mixed up. I'll try to find a picture and insert it. But basically over the past 5 years, I've been working on, ripping up carpet, painting, replacing certain things in the house. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm getting either bored or I decide I didn't like what I've done with certain areas of the house. And part of what I wanted to do with this YouTube channel is kind of film, some of the projects that I'm doing. This is kind of what I came up with, or what I was looking at to try to figure out what paint that I want to use, but I'm still kind of not sure, to be honest, on what colors I want to use. But I'm gonna go to the store today and pick up this one here, because this one's gonna be my base underneath everything. And then what I'm planning on doing is, painting like shapes and different lines and things like that. But sometimes the way I work, even when I'm drawing something random, is I kind of know what I want it to look like, but I don't have an exact plan. And as I do it, I kind of just make things up as I go, and sometimes it just works out. I don't know, we'll see what happens. So I literally just left, but then I just realized that I forgot my paint sample. So typical of me. I'm just gonna turn around in this person's driveway. finished the project. I finished the project. I love the way it turned out. Just as a little update, I decided not to do any other colors on the wall. I really had those colors up for the rest of the day yesterday, and I just said, you know what, I think I'm good with just the 3 pinks. And now that I hung up my Matisse piece of art, the Blue Nude one, I think, you know, it's a good contrast between, you know, the blue here and the shapes in the background on the wall. And to be honest, I just think it ties everything together because both are very modern, and I think it works well together. So a couple things about the project as a whole. So before I did this, I was really intimidated. I was mulling it over for a while. Like, do I really want to do this? You know, I was saving images and, you know, trying to think about what I wanted to do because I was, you know, I was nervous that I would do it and it was going to look awful. But what really sold me on giving it a try is it's just paint. You know, it's not the end of the world. You could always repaint over it. So if you're thinking about doing it and you like, you know, the results of what I did, the only thing I can say is just try it. What's the worst that can happen, right? It's not like you're, you know, tearing down a wall. You're just painting a wall. So, and I always think that about paint. As I said earlier in the video, I'm someone that I get bored with paint colors easily. My bedroom, you know, like I was saying before, I moved in here 5 years ago. I've already repainted my bedroom. The same thing with that. I started not liking the wall color. And I think I just do that. I think after a while, I just kind of think, you know what, I want to change this up a bit. But as far as my geometric hallway goes, I'm planning on keeping this for a very long time because I really, really like it. Another thing as far as like when you're doing the project and how to do it. So I know that a lot of the tutorials out there, at least that I watched before doing it, have you map out the entire design with the tape and then paint in between the lines and then take the tape off, and then the lines of the tape become part of the design. So personally, I just didn't like the way that looked, but it's probably the easiest way to do it. And it's probably, I mean, for most people, they probably think it looks good. And I don't necessarily think it looks bad. I just, when I was envisioning what I wanted, that's just not what I was envisioning. So the only difference with my way is it's really, you just have to do it in steps. You just can't do it all at once because you have to wait for the paint to dry of, you know, the first triangle. If you're going to be overlapping shapes, you have to wait for the first, you know, shape to dry. So that's the only difference. But the other tip I can give is when you are mapping out the shapes, try to make them, you know, different angles. Don't always do up, up, up. You want to do up, side, going this way, going this way. And then, you know, when you're doing the second layer of shapes, mix them up. Because part of it is, it's almost random, but it's also not. I always purposely space them out so that everything was spaced, so that there's visually, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. Like visually, you want the same amount of empty space across the entire design. You don't want to have too many shapes congested, too many shapes far apart. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think once you're doing it, if you just think like, okay, I'm always going to keep this first shade or this second shade approximately the same distance apart from each other, and you'll get it. But the thing about it is you could just keep adding more and more shapes on different colors, and I think that would be really cool. That was the other version that I was visualizing in my head, was almost just like shapes on top of shapes on top of shapes, different colors, different. I was even thinking about putting metallic circles, like dots. I was gonna get a stamp and dot almost like polka dots everywhere. The other thing with abstract art, which I was also, you know, thinking about doing this, is, you know, doing just the tape part and then just freehanding some squiggles everywhere. Because that's the thing with modern art, it doesn't matter. You can literally do whatever you want, and it always, as long as it has some kind of pattern, it usually turns out looking pretty cool. So that's also just another tip. I mean, you could do, you know, squiggle lines. You could do like, you could even do splatter paint. I mean, splatter would be really cool, but make sure you you might want to really tape off everything, get some fabric down. But anyways, if you lasted this long in my video, thank you for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too bad of a train wreck with me being the first time I've ever filmed anything, but I honestly had fun doing it, and if even one person finds this useful, it'll be worth it to me. And then of course, if you have any questions at all about the project or anything whatsoever, I would be happy to answer any comments anyone has. So anyways, have a nice day and thank you for watching.